Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about my video that I did during the offseason where I talk about 4 players the Cowboys should consider re-signing before the end of the season. All right, this serious? Got my time? All right. This is an old school video, man. I love making these videos, and this is a good one because I'm going back and looking at 4 players that I think the Cowboys should sign, before the end of the year. And so right now we're in the bye week, and this is a good moment to take a look back at those players. So without further ado, let's get back into the conversation as far as who these 4 players are, who could be back, and who might we let walk out the door. Okay, so here we go. First player we're going to take a look at is going to be Michael Gallup. Okay, so Michael Gallup only played the first game and really got knocked out of that game there with the Buccaneers. So I think we're going to do a little bit of an adjustment here. So we're going to take a look at the numbers I had here in the preseason for opening numbers. And then for the prediction for the preseason, I had him at 4 years, 77 million, 9.25 million. Go back and check out that video. I really break down the comparables. On this one, it was Kenny Galladay. All right. And I think if Gallup would have had, it would not have gotten hurt. And I think his numbers would be on course for that type of contract. But, that's not the case now. So for the bye week, I'm going with 4 years, 55 million. That equates to $13.75 million per year. For reference, the 2022 franchise tag projection is $19.1 million. So there's no way that the Cowboys are going to franchise tag, Michael Gallup. So, that's why the conversation is this somebody you can trade? Do you want to trade him? I think you still need the receiver to get you through the playoffs. Ultimately, I don't think they'll trade him, but I don't think that they'll sign him, although that number could be, it's doable, but I don't know if Gallup will want that. 13.75. He can probably find something on the open market as a free agent. Somebody's going to want to sign him. There's going to be a big market for wide receivers, and Gallup, pretty consistent, pretty healthy for the most part. So we'll see about him. Let's go to the next player. Next one's going to be the big man, the big guard, left guard, Connor Williams. All right. So this is a big conversation as far as like, do they keep him? Do they move on? For me, I think the Cowboys ultimately, they already have somebody in place, and that's Connor McGovern. This staff is really high on him, and I know that I think they're ready to really let him slide into place. So let's break down the numbers in the preseason and what I have as a bye week. So during my preseason prediction, I had him at 5 years, 50 million, 10 million annually per year. And during the bye week, I think his play has been pretty solid. He's had some penalties here and there, but pretty healthy, you know what I mean? He's been pretty available for the most part. He still does struggle with some power here and there, but pretty dependable, and that's the name of the game. The Cowboys, however, like I said, they're going to want to save some money here and ultimately flip that money in savings for my next 2 players, I believe. But for right now, we're looking at him. And if you look at the 22 lineman tag projection for the franchise tag, it's $16.7 million. I don't think that they're going to franchise tag him, because they have Connor Williams in place. Connor McGovern, excuse me. Connor McGovern is ready to rock and roll. I think you just slide him in place, save the money there. But Connor Williams, he will find a spot. He will land somewhere, and I think people are going to be surprised how much he'll get paid. Lineman, it's a premium position, and we see a lot of teams struggling with, running the ball and protecting the quarterback. So let's take a look at the next player. Here we go. Next, we're going to take a look at the man, the myth, the legend, and that is Randy Gregory, number 94. He's been a player that I really was wondering where he would fit in this defense. How would he be utilized with Dan Quinn? And there was a lot of question marks, you know what I mean, even in the preseason. But once the season got going, I think we started to see where Randy Gregory's career could end up with the Cowboys. So in the preseason, I had him at a very low opening number, 3 years, $9 million, $3 million annually per year. Okay, so that he's blown the roof off of those numbers here with his production. Been a very solid player and very dependable, during the season. Already with 6 sacks. If you project to the remaining 11 games, he's on track for 19 sacks. Okay, so double digits. Like I said, I wanted the Cowboys to consider maybe signing him during the bye week to save that money, but looks like they're going to let this thing play out. And if you do, to me, you're looking at 3 years, 45 million, 15 million per year to open it up. Okay, now he is 30 years old, so you don't want to give a big contract. You definitely don't want to give another DeMarcus Lawrence type of contract. I think with this one, you still give him a pretty good amount of money in the bank and pretty competitive numbers across the board. And I think this is something that they'll that they'll be able to work out here. Projected D line, it was supposed to see the defensive end tag here. Defensive end tag is $20.2 million, so I don't see them tagging Randy Gregory at that rate either. Okay, so let's take a look at my final player. All right, so my next player is going to be the tight end number 1, and that is Dalton Schultz. All right, so I've had him paired as tight end 1 all along. I like the compliment of Blake Jarwin, but still, the numbers, they don't lie. He's on pace to have another explosive season. All right, so I think his preseason numbers that I have here, and then where he's at during the bye week and projecting towards the end of the season, I think these numbers fall in line. So let's take a look, break down the numbers here. So in the preseason, I had a deal potentially at 4 years, $28 million, $7 million per year. Okay, and then but by the bye week, I'm looking at 4 years, $42 million, $10.5 million. Those are Austin Hooper numbers, who is actually the same agent. Dalton Schultz has the same agent as Hooper, so these numbers will be similar. I think the output is right there with the projection here. He's looking at an 80-plus catch season, about 9 touchdowns to end it, and on projection to be a 1,000-yard tight end. So definitely looking at Jason Witten type of numbers with the catches and even with the yardage. I think at the peak of Witten's career, he was up there with the 900 mark, 1,000-yard mark, and this sorts of things. So definitely on a Pro Bowl season. And I think these numbers are where he would be at. So that's what I'm talking about. Do you let these two players in Gallup and Connor Williams walk so you can keep Randy Gregory and you keep Dalton Schultz? I think that's what the plan might be here. If you look at the projection, franchise tag in 2022 for a tight end, $10.8 million. So it's kind of close to what my projection would be. Would they franchise tag Dalton Schultz? That, I think, could be a possibility if they don't, land a long-term deal. All right. All right, guys, so very good. I mean, those are pretty good players for the most part. All 4 of those players, Connor Williams, Michael Gallup, Randy Gregory, and Dalton Schultz. So, like I said, I think 2 of them walk, 2 you keep. Like I said, I think it's going to be Connor Williams that they let walk out the door. I think he'll be able to find himself a job. O-linemen, they have a good market pretty much all the time. So, I like that prediction on him, but I think the Cowboys are gonna take those savings and flip it into the other 2 players. So Michael Gallup as well. If there isn't a trade for Michael Gallup, which I don't think they will, it's rare that the Cowboys trade away a player. Now, it's not to say that it won't happen. So, but I think the savings that you get with Connor Williams and Michael Gallup walking out, you keep Randy Gregory, you keep Dalton Schultz, 2 players that have been very impactful this season. All right, guys, let me know what you think about these predictions. Who do you think is going to come back, and who do you think is walking out the door? Let me know in the comments, guys. As usual, continue to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you for the next video. Peace.